All right, today we're diving into something truly incredible, how brand new science is cracking open ancient secrets. We're talking about technology that is literally rewriting history as we speak.
You know, it's easy to think of history as this finished thing, right? Like a story that's already been written, put in a book, and stuck on a shelf. But that's not the whole picture. It's actually more like a live investigation.
So, what if we could actually hear the voices that have been silent for thousands of years? Or find entire cities that have vanished from the map? I know, it sounds like science fiction, but it's not. It is happening right now.
That's because a revolution is happening right under our noses. New tech is solving ancient puzzles and totally flipping the script on things we thought we knew for sure about our past.
And this isn't some far-off future stuff. In just the last couple of years, we've seen a wave of breakthroughs that have sent absolute shockwaves through the worlds of archaeology and history. So today, we're going to look at 3 of the most mind-blowing examples.
First up, let's talk about a real-life cold case. Imagine a language that nobody has spoken for 3,000 years. It's just hidden away in ancient records, waiting for someone or something to find the key.
Meet Kalashma. For thousands of years, this language was a ghost. It was part of that huge Indo-European family tree, but its people were absorbed into the mighty Hittite Empire. And just like that, their language pretty much vanished.
So how in the world did we get it back? Well, researchers took a collection of 174 undeciphered clay tablets from the Hittite archives and pointed an advanced AI at them. The AI chewed through all that ancient script, spotted patterns no human had ever seen, and it worked. For the first time in millennia, the lost tongue of Kalashma started to make sense.
And this is so much bigger than just a cool language puzzle. It completely changes our picture of the ancient world. The Hittite Empire wasn't this single, uniform culture we imagined. It was a buzzing, multicultural place full of different peoples and languages. We're literally filling in a blank spot on our own language family tree and getting a peek into a society that was totally lost to time.
Okay, our next case takes us straight to the aftermath of one of history's most epic disasters, the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. It left behind a whole library of scrolls, but they were basically flash-fried into lumps of carbon. For almost 2,000 years, they've been impossible to read.
And that's the ultimate problem, isn't it? This was the incredible challenge at Herculaneum. These scrolls are packed with priceless knowledge, but if you physically try to unroll them, they just disintegrate. So for centuries, they've sat there totally silent.
The solution sounds like something straight out of Star Trek. It's a technique called virtual unrolling. First, they blast the carbonized scroll with high-energy X-rays to see inside it, mapping out every single twisted layer. Then, software builds an insane 3D model of the whole thing. And finally, this is the magic part. An AI goes through that model, detects the faint traces of ancient ink, and digitally flattens the page so we can read it.
I mean, just think about the difference. The old way was a heartbreaking gamble. You might destroy a priceless artifact just to get a few little scraps of text. This new method, it's completely non-invasive. You get a perfect digital copy without ever laying a finger on the scroll. It is a total, absolute game changer.
And the results are already mind-blowing. The very first complete text they've pulled from a scroll is a piece by the philosopher Philodemus about ethics, about human behavior. A whole book of ancient wisdom that was lost to the world for 2,000 years is now open for anyone to read. How cool is that?
All right, for our final case, we're going big, really big. We're moving from a single scroll to a discovery so massive, it's redrawing the entire map of ancient civilization. When you picture the Sahara Desert, what do you see?
Probably a vast, empty sea of sand, right? One of the last places on Earth you'd expect to find a major city. Well, it turns out that whole assumption was completely and totally wrong.
Get this, using satellite imaging and ground-penetrating radar, tech that can literally see under the sand, archaeologists have uncovered the ruins of an entire metropolis. We're not talking about a small settlement. This was a sprawling city with huge stone buildings, complex irrigation systems to grow food, and even giant statues of their kings. A major civilization was thriving in a place we all thought was empty.
The impact here is just huge. This isn't just about finding old buildings. It fundamentally challenges that old, often Eurocentric idea of where great civilizations could exist. It proves that incredibly advanced urban societies were flourishing in ancient Africa on a scale we're only now beginning to understand.
So, you've got a lost language brought back to life, a burnt library that we can now read, and an entire city discovered under the desert. 3 incredible stories, all unlocked by the very same key: modern technology.
It's this beautiful pairing, right? For every seemingly impossible puzzle from history, we're now developing a powerful technological solution. AI is our translator for lost languages. X-rays are our eyes for unreadable books, and satellites let us see straight through the Earth.
What this all means is that we have entered a brand new golden age of discovery. We can finally explore these fragile artifacts without destroying them, we can find patterns in data that the human eye could never possibly catch, and we can finally bring back the voices in places that have been silent for centuries.
So if there's one big takeaway from all this, it's that history is alive. It's not some static thing. It's a dynamic, ongoing investigation, and the story is constantly being updated with every new piece of evidence we find.
And the wildest part? We have only just scratched the surface. I mean, think about it. There are still almost 800 more scrolls just sitting there in Herculaneum, waiting to be read. And what about the secrets buried in unexplored deserts, or at the bottom of the ocean, or deep and dense jungles? The potential for what's next is just immense.
It really feels like the past is reaching out and speaking to us in a brand new way, through the language of science and innovation. It just makes you wonder, what incredible secrets are we going to uncover next?